How do you retain an ability to navigate when you are so, you don't know what to do? Because you hear consistent things from all these people around you, but it also just seems like insanity. And I really liked your talk about being human, because like what he talks about in The Power of the Powerless is that even in these moments where we are truly, powerless in a system that will heal around us if we do embrace the truth, just the embracing of our own humanity, of like caring for each other, is an act of resistance. And something I've never had a chance to really talk about publicly, because it's kind of tangential to like what I usually talk about, is like I'm a profoundly disabled person, right? So I got very malnourished in my late 20s because I have celiacs and gluten is real, turns out. And I got malnourished enough, I ended up in the hospital for like weeks, and it's a long story. But I ended up paralyzed beneath my knees. So I had no motor, no sensory conduction. And I had autonomic neuropathy. I have, I still have a lot of nerve damage today, but it means that I go through the world knowing that what I feel is not real, right? Like there are different kinds of textures where like when I touch the universe, it hums, right? Like if I run my finger along my laptop vibrates, or like there's all these different things. And I've thought about it before, and I think the fact that I have to live in a constant experience of questioning, right? Because some of the things I perceive are real, and some things I perceive are not real. That the fact that that is my existence, I think, made me more resilient when I was in Facebook, right? Because it meant that I had a software running in my head of like, is this real, is this not real? And I think the thing I want to leave you guys with is like, we have that software. The question is, do we use it? Like, are we willing to sit with that uncomfortableness? Because it can be quite odd for me. Like when I have one of these experiences, I'm like, I know I'm the only one in the room where like the universe is like vibrating like this right now. It is also not real. But that is a muscle, and we can work on that muscle. It's a thing of questioning every day, of returning to community, turning to the people that we care about, and embracing the moments that we can control, because that's the place that we get the strength that lets us sit with being uncomfortable. And so I would say that's like a big part for me, like the idea that anytime that you feel powerless, like hopeless, you're like, oh, it's too confusing or whatever, finding the things that give you the energy to reset and try again the next day. It's remarkable. The struggle eventually adds up to being able to see more clearly and just being willing to continue in that process.